Hi, this is Amelia over at Get Your Bearings Skate Shop, and I'm here today to show you how to remove and install your bearings. So first things first is you're going to need to take your wheel off of your axle. And you can use a variety of tools for this, but today we're going to use the Powerdyne Y4 tool, and the size you're going to need for most axle nuts is going to be a 1/2 inch. Just remember, lefty-loosey, loosen it up, and the axle nut should come right off. Now, to remove your bearings from your wheel, you'll need one of the following tools. Today we have the Bones bearing tool, the Powerdyne bearing tool, and the Bont bearing press. And as a general reminder, you have 2 bearings per wheels for 16 bearings across your pair of skates. We're going to start off with the Bones bearing tool. So for this one, you're going to have this silver knob on the top, which when you press in, will retract these balls on the tool, and when you pull back, the balls will stay out. So what you're going to do is engage the button, push down into one of your bearings, and release, and make sure that it's caught, and you'll pull back and your bearing comes right out. For the Powerdyne bearing tool, what you're going to do is get this bottom piece engaged with your bearing, and you're just going to twist back, and that bearing will pop right out. Now, if you have access to a bearing press, this tends to be the easiest way to do it. So for any bearing press, we use the ones from Bont, but you'll have this pin here on the side. What you'll want to do is with this bearing, make sure that the pin is in the inner race of the bearing. Press down so the pin will catch that inner race, and then all you're going to do is pull back, and that bearing comes right on out. Now to put your bearing back in, what you're going to do with the Bones bearing tool is make sure your bearing is locked on. Get it in there. You want to get it in as level as possible and just press in, but you're still engaged, so you need to press down the silver button, retract the balls, and it'll come right out. For the Powerdyne bearing tool, again, what you're going to do is have your bearing on the tool. You're going to make sure it's as level as you can get it, and just press together until it's all the way. For using a bearing press to put your bearings back in, it's going to operate much like a sandwich. So you'll take one bearing, put it on, wheel goes on next, and then your other bearing. Again, they don't have to be perfectly level, and they can be rather loose. You'll push down and push back to get all those bearings properly pressed. And as another reminder, if you have bearings that have shields that look identical on both sides, it's not going to matter which side is up or down when it's pressed in your wheel. However, you might find some bearings that look different, like a Bones Reds has the red shield on one side and a clear shield exposing the balls on the other. If this is the case for your bearing, when you go to press them, make sure your colored shield is always facing on the outside of your wheel. And now that you know how to remove and replace your bearings, if you're finding yourself needing a new set of bearings, we have a lot of options for you, both in store and online at GetYourBearingsSkate.com. And again, this has been Amelia at Get Your Bearings Skate Shop, and happy and safe skating.